Oh, that's a bit weird. Hang on, let's go. No, that's a bit better. What is going on, Mad Spideyverse? Yeah, it's your boy here, Mad Spidey, doing the CBC Award, like finalists and nominating thingamy-bob. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm still sort of half asleep, which is surprising because I usually get up really early, which I sort of did anyway. But yeah, so I thought I would do this live. I know can be a bit of a can of worms, but we have to still look at this. I know there's been a lot of controversy over the years with the Comic Book Community Awards, but you need to try and look at this as just having some fun, recognizing some channels that I think me personally need some recognition for what they put out, whether it be informative, fun, whichever way you want to sort of look at it. But before we get into that, I will like to point out, if you have a look at your chat, there is a pinned link, as I usually do on Spidey's Outback. I have pinned the Comics Curing Cancer Linktree link up above. Please, it is, I believe, 7 weeks until the big weekend event that Rob, DJ, and Mark, for those who don't know, DJ Links, Rob Fat Sacks of Comics, and Legion of Comics put on for the last, I think this is the 5th year. Wasn't run by them the first year, but yeah, it is run by them now. And yeah, we need donations, either monetary or quality items. I do like to emphasize that as well. I know they do, because I know the first couple of years some people are just sending in just random back issues that don't really generate a lot of money. Some people might want, but yeah, we want to be able to generate a lot of money for Comics Curing Cancer. The target this year is 55,000. We did reach that last year. Obviously, they didn't want to go bigger and go for 60, but me personally, I'd love to hit 60. But get bigger and better every single year. So please, if you've got any quality items, please reach out to the Comics Curing Cancer IG page or the website. You can hit up Rob Fatstacks direct, and please donate some quality items that you think would generate some money. Or yeah, just donate. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't have much money, like me. Donate $1, donate $10. Whatever you can sort of help. Everything helps. Every single cent, every single dollar helps. And please, yeah, do that. But anyway, this live stream is about the Comic Book Community Awards, run by Brian LCS, obviously with a committee and so on and so forth. Most of you have been around a while, you know what the deal is. And you will, yeah, obviously it's finalist voting now. So it is not just putting any channel in. There is actually your selected categories with your finalists in there. And yeah, even if you don't want to do it live, you don't want to talk about it, anything like that, it doesn't hurt just to quickly go in there. You don't necessarily have to vote on every single category. It's nice if you do, but if you don't, then that's fine too. So but yeah, just it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to promote new channels, things like that. Not necessarily new channels like, okay, they've only got 50 subscribers, but new channels to you. I know there is a lot of people in this that I don't actually know. So I'm going to check them out, obviously, sub them up, and check out their content when I get a chance. But before we get any further, again, let's get to the chat. I noticed the comment has gone, but I noticed Dave from Still Only 35 Cents did have a thumbs up or something like that in the really early, or should I say late last night, or whatever it was. So hello, Dave. I know you're not in the chat. You were probably just, checking in and saying hello, as the kind soul you are. We do have the best mod in the game, Miss Christina Payne. Hope you are doing well. And that's why she's put the Still 35 Cents link in there, doing what she does best. That is the website to go and do the voting. It is in the description below as well. John, I think, got in, about half an hour before I started. I get all the awards, right? Well, I know you're at least up for one that I know of off the top of my head. We will see what happens when we get there, John. But yeah, you've been around for a while. One of the nicest guys in the community. Always got time for John. He can be a bit of a cheeky bugger too, but yeah, he's I like John. John's good. Mr. DJ Links, hope you're doing well, brother. That was before the stream as well, so he's probably not here anymore. Well, Boar, hope you're doing well, Brad. No, there he is. Hope you're doing well, John. Everybody. Oh, there we go. There's that would, I would assume, would be Brian. Hope you're doing well, sir. I'm actually up for 2. Oh, awesome. Well deserved, John. Well deserved. And we're all caught up in the chat. So yeah, I know there's probably a million live streams going on at the moment. Just give me a second while I have a sip from my mug. Nice extra plug there. Excuse me. But yeah, like this, yeah, as I said, this is fun. Let's get into it. I'm hoping this works because I'm using this little portable extra screen that I was kindly given for a Christmas present and I haven't actually used yet. Let's see if this works for me. All right, it's a little delayed, or delayed on my end anyway. What's going on, Chonko? Hope you're doing well, brother. All right, so now I need to bring the cursor over to here. All right, so I got my email address in there, got my name in there. Now, obviously, I'm going to be looking to the side more than the main screen because that's where it is. I probably should have done it the other way. I probably should have put me on that screen. And anyway, it doesn't matter. Yes, I do produce original content. Alrighty. Yeah, that's great. Start a live stream and I got the coughs and the dry throat, and always a good start. All right, what do we got? All right, so they've changed it a little bit this year, where they've more focused on the awards being for smaller channels. So I remember, I think it was last year and the years before. I think you had from 0 to $9.99, and then from 1,000 to, I believe, 5,000, and then 5,000 plus. So whereas this year they've broken it from 0 to $4.99, 500 to $9.99, 1,000 to 2,000, and then there's just the open categories. So yeah, focusing more on the actual smaller channels, which is when you're in, if you care about the awards, for the smaller channels, then yes, I do. It is really good for them, but obviously the channels that have got more than 2,000 subscribers, yeah, it might not be as, favorable. But some of the bigger channels obviously don't really give a shit. But yeah, anyway. All right, this is going to be a little annoying with this double screen, but at least I can see both. What's up, Bruce? Hope you're doing well, brother. All right. Let's have a look. All right, so best comic book show, best ongoing series. So this is what they call the emerging channel tier. So under 499 subscribers. So we got Bagged and Unfiltered, Darth Lopez. We got Creator Interviews, the FAQs project, which I do not personally know. I need to go and check out their channel. FOMO Squad, Whole Year Comics. Guess That Key, Sector 2815, and Midnight with Monsters, Son of Crom. Now, I do know all of them except for the FAQ projects. Like, I've checked out Darth's thing. I like how he's very chilled with the interview sort of style. I don't like the drama stuff. which he has done quite a bit on some of those earlier episodes. As I said, I don't know the FAQ project. FOMO Squad, I like Nate. I think Nate's a very engaging host. Super nice guy. I've been on a 1 or 2 live streams with him. He's very knowledgeable. Guess That Key is a fun show. I like Paul. Paul's awesome. I have not been on that show because, it's probably a bit hard for me with the timing and stuff like when he runs it. And Son of Crom, Midnight with Monsters. I have caught an episode or 2 of that. I do like how he's doing that sort of tiered, like, NCAA sort of, Big 16 sort of style sort of thing with collectors and stuff like that. I think he did that last year as well. But for me with this one, it is going to be Guess That Key, because that is probably, now I probably should say to people as well. Now, I generally will vote like half and half. So half with my head and half with my heart. So if it's a category where I have a lot of, my favorite channels or favorite people, excuse me, I will generally start to go with the heart side of things, where like, okay, I'm picking between 3 channels that I love or I'm good mates with or whichever. I will sort of go, okay, then I sort of go and go, okay, I need to use the head instead, because I need to pick what I would watch the most of. So as I said, bit of heart, bit of head, and tiny bit of gut, and see how we go. But yeah, I love Guess That Key. Guess That Key is a very fun show. Obviously, I'm mainly watching it on the rewind. I haven't caught that many lives, but I do love watching it. It's a good, fun concept, and they have a lot of fun on that show. And then Paul's a super awesome guy, so we will go with that. All right, so next one, best informative content, guides, deep dives, history and analysis for the emerging channel tier. So we've got Chonko Comics and Nerd Culture, who's in the chat at the moment. Shout out to Chonko. Comic Mike, Heroes for Hire Comic Club, the FAQ project again, and Up and Adam Comics. Now, I know all of these guys, as I said, except for the FAQ project. Up and Adam, only just been introduced to him, mainly actually through Christina. He actually did a commission piece of original art for her, because he is a very, very talented artist, and that was an awesome, awesome piece. She's very lucky to have that. So I do know he's an awesome artist. With this particular one, out of probably all of them, the ones I watch the most, like Heroes for Hire Comic Club, Matt, he's my guy. I love Matt. He's such a kind soul. And probably Chonko, they're probably the 2 that I'm tossed up between. But for me, like, this is where I go with my head, where I'm like, okay, I like these 2 guys the most. I like these 2 channels the most. What do I watch more of? And that is Matt. So, and this is what I meant by when I said at the start of the thing, some people get butthurt about, why didn't you vote for me? I'm like, this is all in fun, mate. Dude, just relax. All right. So next one. So best entertaining content. So hauls, unboxing, reviews, reaction videos, games, and skits. So we have Casino Comics. You have Chonko Comics and Nerd Culture, Heroes for Hire Club again, Side Quest and Swagdar. Now I know all of these guys. Awesome, Chonko. Yeah, awesome. So Casino Comics I got introduced to from Only Slabs through Rob and Chris. Obviously Chonko and Matt. Side Quest I like. He's a very, very nice guy as well. And Swagdar, I know he's part of the KC crew. He's good friends with some good mates of mine in Mr. Beckerman and Circumstances and that. And he's very exuberant, very, very engaging as well. So entertaining things. So with this one, actually, like, I would probably vote for Matt in most of the things. Because, yeah, as I said, he's a good mate of mine. I'd classify him as a brother. We talk quite often, and he's always, helping me out. He's, jumping on Spidey's Outback and things like that as well. But actually, with this one, I'm actually going to go Chonko because I think, even though I love Matt's probably a little less. I don't know, without sounding like a dick. I think Chonko's just edged him a little bit in the actual content side of things. Even though Matt, he puts out a shitload of content. I think I will go with Chonko with this one, and there's nothing wrong with spreading the love. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat? Hope you're doing well, brother. Yeah, so I'll definitely go with Chonko on this one. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I think you're up for one too, Who Dat? So good luck for you too, mate. All right, so let's go down the next one. So most engaging host that excels at interviews, hosting auctions, and or guest engagement. So we have, hey, what's going on here, man? Hope you're doing well, brother. So most engaging host. So we've got Nate, Hoyer Comics, Longbox Punk, I do not know anything about. Psychotronic Squirt Gun. Aaron is an awesome guy as well. SideQuest Comics is also awesome. And as I said, I don't know anything about the FAQ projects. Hey, Vogsy. Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, get back to work, you slack bastard. So probably the two main people that I would watch out of this would be Hall, yeah, and Aaron, Psychotronic Squirt Gun. But for me, most engaging host out of these guys would be Nate. Hall, yeah, Comics for sure. So yeah, I think Nate is going to do really well with his channel. As I said, very knowledgeable guy, very engaging with the chat. Very friendly, very personable. I think he will do really well, and his channel will go very far. All right, what do we got next? So, best new channel or creator for channels under a year old. So, AWO Comics, know nothing about, so I need to check them out. Chonko again. Dan's Comic Corner. Dan always pops into my chat quite often on Spidey's Outback and says hello. So he is definitely up there. Darth Lopez, and once again, Up and Adam Comics. I can see Speak of the Devil there. What's going on, mate? Hope you're doing well, brother. So that pretty much to this, once again, I would sort of put it down to, like, I like Darth Lopez, but I don't like the drama stuff. Dan is really cool as well. I'd say probably for me, once again, it is probably Chonko. As I said, go to the head and go, okay, who do I actually watch the most of, and who is doing really well in their channel as well. So we'll definitely go with Chonko on that one. And I'm flying through these. All right, so already up to the mid-tier. So the mid-tier is 500 to 999 subs. So once again, same categories again. So we have best comic book show, so best ongoing series. Now this one's a little bit harder. Awesome. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. This one's a little bit harder because there's a few of my favorite people in here. Comic Book Church, Bleecker Street Comics. I love Blake. I've known Blake for quite a while. He is such the nice guy. Awesome content as well. Unfortunately, Church is on at some stupid o'clock time for me. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning or something like that. So I've never actually been on the show. Sometimes I'll wake up and it's like right at the end of the show and I'll say a quick hello and then have to go to work, basically. Kicking it with K-pop, Katie, K-pop junkie. She has been grinding out the content and the awesome live streams and interviews and things like that the last 2 years, at least, because she's been on YouTube for a million years, but actually doing regular content has been, yeah, really, really recent. Stupid o'clock. Laugh out loud, yeah. That's the Aussie lingo for you, Wellbore. Yeah, Monday Night Raw books, Cuppy, Cup of Comics, Will. Cuppy's such a nice guy as well. I do like the show. I don't watch it too much because mainly I'm not really into the new comic books as such, which is pretty much what it is from what I ever see. You got Sunday Comic Book Hangover Show with Hall and Lettuce Comics, so Nate and Hagen. Both awesome guys as well, doing really well with their channels. And the weekly comic wrap up, which is, and I can hear a cat meowing somewhere. Black Crown Comics. I don't really like, I'm subscribed to Black Crown, but I don't really watch a lot of his content. Like, you can't watch everybody's, everybody knows that. If you're butthurt by you can't watch everybody's content, and you got no idea how many people certain channels are subscribed to. Like, I think I've got, I don't know, like 1,000 channels or something like that subscribed to. But anyway, for me personally, it's probably, once again, what I actually watch the most of. Let's just quickly, Katie does kill it with the Kickstarter interviews. Cuppy is super nice. Bleeker is engaging and keeps his guests talking. Nate Hagen and Dave are a great combo. Black Crown does a great job too. This one is a hard one. Yeah, it's as I said, like, when it says best comic book show, best ongoing series, like, I wouldn't, even regardless of whether they're live streams or not, like, Church is more of just a hangout show. It's like my Outback. It's literally just a hangout show. It's not really, like, they do obviously talk comic books and stuff like that, but it's not really a comic book show, if you sort of get my gist. But yeah, probably out of all of these, I have to go with Katie. Katie should literally, like, for the amount of work she puts in, she should be multiple thousands of subscribers. She should not be under 1,000 subscribers. If I'm over 1,000, she should be at like 5,000, because she puts in a hell of a lot more work than I do, and she does some really awesome shows. So yeah, it's it's hard. Sometimes you want to be able to vote for two people, but yeah, at the end of the day, you only vote for one. All right, next one. So, best live stream for live stream content. So this is getting pretty much negating what I literally just said about the last one, but this one's probably more appropriate. So, Comic Book Church with Bleeker Street again, kicking it with K-pop again. You got the old fart. Oh, sorry, old wolf. I can only say that because I've known Tony since I pretty much started on YouTube. But Old Wolf's Thursday night new comic book day train wreck. Once again, you got the Sunday Comic Book Hangover Show with Hall and Lettuce, and then you got Matt Likes Comics with Sunday Superman Show. Yeah, Comic Book Church, as I said, I don't get a chance to watch it or even be a part of it. And there's honestly, I can rewatch, and I know why a lot of people, like, that unwritten rule of keeping a live stream to under an hour, because people generally will not watch a rewind of any live stream that's over an hour. So for all those newbies out there, if you stick to that rule, generally you may get a few rewatches. But yeah, if you do like Outback or Church or any of those sort of ones, and it goes for 4 or 5 hours, people are not going to rewatch that, especially when you're usually just talking over each other and talking random shit. But yeah, so kicking it with K-pop, I've already voted for her. I think with this one, I'll I would normally pick, something that either I've been a part of or something I watch or whichever like that. Like, as I said, I watch a lot of Katie's stuff. Yeah, the Sunday Comic Book Hangover Show, once again, that's on my Monday, so I'm at work. so I won't necessarily be able to watch that. And Sunday Superman show, well, I'm a Marvel guy. I'm not going to watch a Superman show, even though I do like Matt Likes Comics. He's been doing really well as well. I like his channel. This one's going to be the sympathy vote for the old fart. I love Tony. Tony's one of my favorite people. As I said, I've pretty much known him since I started on you. Actually, I knew him before I even had my channel through Simple Simon. So yeah, that one's going the sympathy vote. All right, let's have a quick squiz of the chat. Come on, K-pop. Thank you, man. I remember when I had a hairline. Why do you think I wear hats? One day I'll share the hair care and my tips and tricks. I want to watch more stuff over 1 hour. Yeah, I do get it. I do get it. I know a lot of people that might be at work. It might be like a work where you're on your own. And they might be just at a computer, or they might be just doing something physical with their hands, some of that, and sometimes they just need something to listen to in the background. So they're like, okay, well, I'm going to be doing this shift for 3 hours or 4 hours. I'll chuck on a hangout stream and do it. So I get that. Hey, what's going on, Matt? Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, it's because you're not around anymore. Dr. Squatch is your source for your Sydney Sweeney bath. Oh my god. Still with the hot dogs, Matt. You're obsessed. All right, let's move on. All right, what do we got? So, best informative content. So, once again, guides, deep dives, histories, and analysis for the mid-tier bracket. So, we have Black Crown Comics, which, as I said, subscribe to, but I don't watch too much. Josh's Comics, I don't really know much about. Obviously, K-pop. Matt Likes Comics, I know and I like. Time Travel Comics, I do not know anything about. So probably out of this one, I will go with Katie again. Even though, as I said, I like Matt Likes Comics, like he knows his shit. But I probably watch, and this is where I go with the head, where I watch Katie way more than I watch Matt. And that's the way I sort of tend to go with it. Alrighty. Best entertaining content. So Hall's unboxing reviews, reaction videos, games, and skits. So we got Dope Comics. I like Dope. Dope's a funny guy. He's got some awesome books. Mr. Freaky Louie. Higgy Pop Comics. I watched a little bit of. That guy's pretty out there too. He's very full on, in your face sort of style. Just Your Average Geeks, another awesome channel, and Matt Likes Comics. Now, I would normally go, stop using your spam accounts, Matt. Free surf pics. I would normally go with my boy Louis on this, but there is something further down that he is going to get my pick for sure. Can't get rid of this bloody tickle in my throat. Yeah, I'd say out of all of them, I'm actually going to go with Dope on this one. I like Dope's content. Yeah, he's very sort of facing the camera sort of style, a little bit like Higgy Pop as well. But yeah, it's like I would normally vote for Louis with everything, but as I said, there is a category further down that I definitely think he needs to win. But for entertaining content, I like Dope's hauls. I like the books he shows and things like that. It's very, very cool indeed. So we will go with that. I'll just do a quick. I can see a couple more people. What's going on, Squirrel? No, but Matt likes hot dogs. If you know, you know. VHS Vault. I know what that tickle is from. Yeah, waking up and doing a live stream first thing in the morning. Yeah, I like, as I said, I like Dope's content. I love Louise, my brother. But yeah, with this one, I'm sort of going a little bit with my head with this one. Alrighty. So last one in the 500 to 999 tier group. So most engaging host. So host excels at interviews, hosting auctions, and/or guest engagement. So once again, Black Crown Comics. So you can see a lot of repetitive sort of people. So you try to spread the love a little bit, but we'll see how we go. So most engaging host. So Black Crown Comics again, Dope Comics, K-pop Junkie, Lettuce Comics, and Paul in the 619 sneaks in there. I like Paul. I like all of them. Probably the least, as I said, that I watch is probably Black Crown. Unfortunately, I probably should need to watch a bit more, get more familiarized with him. Louis is the man. How dare you? As I said, there is a category further down, Matt, that Louis is definitely getting my vote, and you'll probably know what that one is. So for me, I probably watch the most. I probably watch Dope and Katie. Watch a bit of Paul in the 619. Like he has like a hangout with the same sort of crew usually. Oh, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's too early in the morning for me. But engaging host, like I know Katie does. Like for me, engaging host would be more like running a live stream than doing a pre-recorded video. So I know Dope mainly does pre-recorded stuff or very short form stuff, whereas Katie does, pretty much all live streams. So I would definitely go with Katie on that one. Let's have a look. What do we got? Hang on. I would say this year's was the hardest vote for me. So many people like to, and that's the problem. I get to certain categories where it's like all 5 people I absolutely love and I'm really close to, and that's when the head's got to come into it, and like I don't, not playing sort of favorites, starting to get to the actual content itself. What I like about the finalists is that I go out and check them out before voting, especially if they're unknown to me. I really do my best to vote for the best in the community. Yeah, and I do have that sort of mentality as well, man. But like it's more the way I sort of look at it is if I don't know much about them, I need to go and check them out. So maybe next year they might be one of my new favorite channels. So it is what it is. Rather than what I normally watch regularly. Hey, what's going on, Mark? Hope you're doing well, brother. All right. So we're now in we're in the tier that I'm in now. So yeah, we'll get to that. We will get to that. All right. So once again, same categories again, just into the 1,000 to 2,000 tier mark. So for established creators, established creators is a bit relative because you could get 1,000 subs in 6 months. I've seen some channels, like my boy Still Only 35 Cents. He literally got to 1,000 subs like in 4 months, 5 months, whatever it was. So established channels are somebody I think that's been around for a while. Like me, like I've been over 4 years and only just hit 1,000 subscribers earlier this year. But some channels are just their content and everything speaks for itself. Like as I said, like Dave, and bang, literally just get that 1,000 subscribers really, really quick. Have you voted for yourself yet? I voted for you, so I'd feel deeply betrayed if you stabbed me in the back by not voting. You know me, Mark. You know how my brain works. I haven't got to that part yet, Mark. All right. So best comic book show, best ongoing series or format. So for channels between 1,000 to 2,000. All right. So this is a hard one. This is a very hard one because these are all some of my favorite people. Big Five Live, which is Mon Comics, Brandon, such wealth of knowledge, super nice guy, generous guy. The only problem with that one is he quite often does it during Outback. Like he runs that live stream Saturday night quite often with Outback. So Brandon, you screwed up there. But I do love the show. I have spoken to him. I'm going to try and be on that show at some point. They probably have to run it at a different time slot. Wow, I've been on YouTube for over 15 years and I'm an old man in YouTube. Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. But most people know you for the auction scene, like not necessarily the content scene, but I've been in both, so obviously I know that. You're overthinking it. Just close your eyes and click around the screen till you're done. I know, Mark, I know, but I do kind of take this a little seriously in the fact of like I'd like to pick what I would normally pick, not just pick one or pick who my favorite one is. And it drags on the live stream and I get a little bit more watch time. But anyway. All right. So yeah, Brandon, Biggie's my boy, Collector Club, Mortal Biggie Shack. It's generally, for me, it's usually on in the middle of the day on a Saturday. So quite often I'm either at work or I'm out and abouting. So I don't really necessarily get to check it out, but I have watched plenty of rewinds of that. FOC Weekly, Aussieverse. I know Bo is going to kill me if I don't vote for him. But in saying that, even though I've been on that show once or twice, I don't really care about FOC, to be perfectly honest. I'm an old school comic book collector, not a new comic book collector. Even though I do buy new comic books, I'm not so invested in it that I need to worry about it. New Keys and Hot Comics, Council of Comics. Most people vote for Council of Comics because they love Cliff. They don't even know who the other guys are, which I'm in that boat. Cliff is my boy. But I don't watch much of their content. I'd rather watch Cliff on his own channel. Not to say that Council Comics is not a great channel. They won quite a few awards, I think, last year. Been lurking at the barber shop. You're getting all spruced up. Is in the mix returning? I think that's returning today, DJ. After your little hiatus, time off, whatever like that. That'd be good. I'm going to be out and abouting myself at that time, but that's why I'm doing this so early. And on the hunt with Kingdom of Nerds, Bruce has been on Outback and been on my show quite a few times. Super nice guy, super knowledgeable guy. With this one, I'm actually going to go Biggie. Because out of all of them that I probably watch on the rewind, because quite often a lot of these are either when I'm doing my own live or I'm at work or whichever. Awesome. So check out In the Mix, 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Or tonight for you guys. In a couple of hours, like it'll be almost lunchtime for me. The Illuminati boys will be back. Yeah, so best comic book show, I will go with Biggie with that because, yeah, they do talk a lot about old comics and stuff like that, which I love. And it's probably the one that I probably watch on the rewind the most. DJ's Brazilian live. No, not happening. All right. Now, this one's going to be quick and easy. Best live stream. Mark knows where I'm going with this. For live stream content, major channels, thousands to 2,000. You got Collector Club, Miggleboard, Immortal Biggie Shack, can't get my words out. Comics Unleashed, the Code X Station. I have no idea who they are. I need to go and check them out. Keep Calm and Collect, 22 Comics. Now, that's I think he's all top 10 alternative show renamed. I love 22. He's my boy. Love his show. Love the idea of his show. Obviously, we know who the next one is. And then we got Council of Comics. If I don't vote for myself, then who else is going to vote for me? I don't expect to win it. I've got a feeling it'll come down to either Biggie or Council of Comics because Cliff cheats. He only cheats because he gets all his workers to vote for him. Not cheats. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, I love you, Cliffy, if you ever watch this. But yeah, we'll bypass that one. Okay. Matt's like, wow. Cliffy knows we have a go at him for that, but yeah, it's all fun and games. So Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it, brother. Here's $2 for quit BSing. You know, I like to waffle, Mark. You're used to me by now. What have I got? Just for the smart ass content, I'm going to play the middle one.
And boom! Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, cunt.
And boom!
I appreciate it, brother, though. Hey, Brandon, what's going on? Just tuned in and ouch. Guess I got to change my show time. I still love you, brother. You know that. That you do what you. Hey, YouTube's for everybody. You know, I wouldn't care like if I was the only one watching or only one on my show and everybody else is doing other stuff. I'm only joking, mate. Super chat to buy his vote. Oh, God. All right, let's keep moving. All right, best informative content. So, guides, deep dives, histories, and analysis from 1000 to 2000. Anachronic comics. I love Joe. Joe's an absolute wealth of knowledge. He's been around comics pretty much all his life. Don't waste the opportunity. I'm broke. Dr. Doom's fan club. No idea who they are, so I'll have to check them out. Obviously, Brucifer or Bruce, Kingdom of Nerds, awesome. Codex Station, don't know anything about. Uncanny Derek, don't know anything about or never watched the content. So this one would be between Joe and Bruce for me. With this one, I'm going Joe because he is like ridiculous amount of knowledge, history, and the alter ego of Bruno is quite hilarious. Classic case of classism in action. All right, let's move on. All right, so best entertaining content, hauls, unboxing, reviews, reaction videos, games, and skits. So we got Kingdom of Nerds, The Other Comic Show, Codex Station, Council of Comics, Otoku Mike for comic reviews, and Who Dat. Shout out to Who Dat. I'm going with Who Dat because Who Dat, I love his unboxing because he likes a lot of old school books. Like he does new stuff as well, but yeah, he's got some similar sort of taste to me. And he would be the one that, yeah, if he was doing an unboxing, even if it's, you know, slab stuff, which everybody knows I'm not really fussed on, I still appreciate the books all the same. So, yeah, definitely with Huda. And as he said, he's been around 15 years. He needs some recognition and super nice guy as well. So, all right. Most engaging host. Most that excels at interviews, hosting auctions, and or guest engagement. So we have Bruce Fur from Kingdom of Nerds, Cliff on Comics, Omnibo from Aussieverse, Sell the Slab Guy from the Codex Station, and the Immortal Biggie Shack. This one's hard. I like Bruce. I love Cliffy. I love Bo. I don't know anything about Sal, and I love Biggie. Oh, don't tease me with that, mate. Don't tease me with that. This one's fucking hard. For me, this would be between Cliff, Bo, and Biggie. Three of my favorite people in the community. Like I love Bruce as well, but sort of I haven't known Bruce for as long. Fuck. This one's hard. What's up, Rich? Fuck. This one is hard. Yeah, Cliff's very exuberant. Bo's very exuberant. Biggie's more chill, but I kind of like that. I don't like too much in your face. Yeah, this one's hard. I'm going to keep saying fuck every 2 seconds the way I'm going. With this one, I'm going to go with a slightly out. This is going to go with a gut sort of thing. I'm going to go for Bo on this one, only because I'd love to finally see an Aussie win an award of some kind. and obviously I'm going to vote for some of these other people in other categories. So I'm going to go with Bo, and Bo is a very engaging host indeed. Yeah, I'd like to see an Aussie win one at least once. So we will move along. Maybe you say fuck more. Fuck you, Mark. All right, this one, yeah, this one's a little bit. I'm torn with this one, and for a different reason. Best channel supporter, so Blue Ranch fan or overall supporter, so non-creator. That's Aussie versus is for life. You got James Abel, JSS Brooklyn, Richard Westfall, the Jackson Roy Kirk. So I do know all four of these people. There is a name that should be there, but apparently she is a content creator. I'm not going to get too much into the controversy. If you know, you know. There is one person that I see is the best Blue Wrench in this community. You know who she is, and she needs to be in the thing, but because she jumps on an occasional live stream and she has like 4 videos on her channel, she is a content creator. I can see the point of view, but no. If you ask 100 YouTubers, they will say Blue Wrench or Mod. So with this one, and because I sort of know what's been going on in the background, I'm actually going to go against the grain with this one. I'm actually going to go with James Abel. He watches a lot of my content. I know that. And actually, speaking of Aussieverse, go to Aussieverse and watch the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire thing that I was on just recently. He's the one that actually came up with all the questions, because he literally deep dived into my whole channel and pulled a whole heap of questions that was related to me. So I'm going to go with James. And there, speak of the devil. There he is there. What's up, James? Hope you're doing well, mate. So I will leave that one alone, because this one's a little bit of a can of worms. But yeah, if you can sort of work out what I'm talking about, then you sort of know. But we'll keep going. All right. Best on-screen presence, this weird, wacky, but fun sort of thing where some people care, some people don't. It's more of a fun thing more than anything else. So favorite hands, mustache, facial hair or hair. We have Barbarian Kung Fu. We have E-Man with his hair. I don't know why MJ's in here. Like he's got the the hair, the coif sort of thing, but there's no facial hair or anything like that. And like, I don't know why he's in there. Mr. Rob Fat Stacks, the bridesmaid, never the bride in this silly category. And Grey Man, I've known for the longest of time as well. He's got epic everything. But I got to go with my boy, Mr. Rob Fat Stacks. I know he doesn't give a shit about the award, but I'd like to see him just win it once, just to be done with it. And I know E-Man's going to be butthurt now. I still love you, brother. All right. Favorite community artist. Amateur artists who have not been professionally published. So I know last year there were a few in there that were about to be published. So they're obviously being negated for their votes. So we do have 23 Munch, C Bizzle, and Green Shirt Guy. Now, that's a bit of a weird one, because it's community artist, not artists, not plural. So that one automatically negates for me. Garbage Hand Sandwich, I have no idea who that is, but it's a cool name. Rad Art and Comics, Aaron, I'll get into him in a second. And Up and Atom Comics, I've only just been introduced to, but he is a very awesome artist. And I know he has done a heart for Christina Payne's Heart Project for Comics Curing Cancer. Yeah, he's an awesome artist. But for me, all day, every day, Rad Art and Comics, Aaron was actually one of my first ever subscribers, and one of the first ever people to hop on a live stream with me. So I've known Aaron pretty much since I've started. And he is an awesome, very underrated artist, but he is very talented boy. I love you, Aaron. You're an awesome artist, mate. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm hoping you'll get all the success in the world. But rad art for me, 100%. Not man also starts eating kangaroo meat. Not butthead, just never going to Australia now. You want to come over here, man. Anyway. All right. Best short form content, shorts or reels. We have Big B McFly, the comic guy, Comic Pop, Nation Comics, MJ Comics, the Unchosen Ones podcast. Big B's got an awesome channel. Comic Pop, I do not watch. MJ, I watch more of his interview shows. And the Unchosen Ones podcast, I don't know really much about. Nation for me, every day. If you see the shorts and the amount of effort they put into doing their reels, some I've been a part of. Garbage ham sandwich is Barbarian Kung Fu's daughter. Oh, okay, nice. Thanks, Christina. Nation every day. Like Aaron especially, like he just puts he puts on dresses and wigs and accents and the slap thing, and they are absolutely hilarious. And obviously, if you don't know who they are the ones that did the Kickstarter Gods Amongst Men, so they are comic book creators. But they also do have a YouTube channel, and they are absolutely, especially Aaron. Aaron is hilarious. All day, every day. I'm the one who actually, I've been saying to a few people, like, to put them down for this thing, and I'm glad they got to the finalists. So for the Unchosen, I've never seen any of their reels, Mark. So, but Nation for me, 100%. But thanks, brother. I appreciate trying you by the phone.
And boom! Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, Daddy.
And boom!
What's this? I'm not into dude dresses. We're sticking with the Unchosen. It's all part of the skits, Mark. It's like, it's nuts. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. You're super talented. Ah, nice. All right. Okay, so let's see. What's going on, Ruby G? Hope you're doing well, brother. I voted before I saw it, Mark, and as I said, anyway. Yes, thank you very much, Christina. Check out the pinned link for Comics Curing Cancer above. But we'll get back to the voting. Alrighty. So best comic book or omnibus review. So obviously they've changed that this year. It was just omnibus review, where you pretty much had Gem Mint win it most years until I think last year. I think Near Mint Condition, Omar won that. But a channel that consistently reviews comic books and or omnibus. Now I think most people seem to be focusing on the omnibus side of things for this one, because a lot of people review comic books and a lot of people do a lot of it. So comic book, I don't watch. I don't really watch big channels. Like, to me, a Rob Fastax or a DJ or a Mark or a, guys that are around that sort of, or even Izzy sort of thing, 5,000, 10,000 subs is probably about the most amount of sort of things, size channel that I watch. So I don't watch Comic Pop. I don't really watch Gem Min. I've watched a few bits and pieces, but I know he does a lot of omnibus reviews. I did see somebody pop into the chat. What's up, Kenny Bird? John's Comics with Friends. I keep remembering to say Friends. I keep going to say kids all the time. And Justin No Good Comics, the Omni X-Men, Near Mint Condition, and Pop Culture Philosophers, which I do not watch at all. For me, I'm going with John. Obviously, it's X-Men, it's Marvel. I like watching John's content. So out of all of those guys, I think, and John's definitely got the least amount of subs, so he will probably need all the help he can get to even try and win that. But yeah, I love those guys. Those two guys are awesome, and they do a fantastic job. So please go and check it out. That would be informative. It'd be omnibus. It'd be comic book review. It'd be a lot of things wrapped up into one. But they put on a good show. So, alrighty. Well, this one's really hard. I wonder which one I'm going for this one. Best statue or toy review. So, as a lot of you would know, I always say the words, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Best statue or toy review, unboxing channel that consistently reviews unboxes statues. I've been doing statues since I started my channel over 4.5 years ago. So obviously I'm in there. You got Fish Cat Collectibles. I love Chad. Chad has some awesome stuff as well. Joseph Michael, the Adventurous Joe, is awesome as well. Open by Chance, I have no idea who that is. And Pete Triple G Comics is also awesome. But you'll know, I've been wanting this award since this freaking introduction 4 years ago, and Stupid Gem Mint wins every time because it's open. So it's like, okay, let's put a 300 subscriber channel at the time versus 150,000 because that's fair. But now they've done this Ring of Honor thing where, like, obviously if you won it 3 times, you can't be in it anymore. So now it's a bit more of a level playing field. So me personally, if I didn't win it, I'd like either Fish Cat or Triple J to win it because I think they got awesome channels and they're awesome guys as well. So yeah, and that's the way I've always looked at it as well. Mark, if you won't support yourself, don't expect others to as well. Like, obviously, if I was in like 10 different categories, I would spread the love. But yeah, this one, to be perfectly honest, Aussies are bluntly honest. I've wanted to win this since the start, but I've always known I've had a snowball's chance in hell. But I think I have a slight chance this year. But yeah, as I said, if I don't win it, I'd love either Chad or Pete to win it. So, but yeah, vote for me, please. Yeah, voted for Simon. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it, brother. Best cleaning, pressing, or comic restoration content channel that demonstrates cleaning, pressing, or restoration. Now, I do not watch this kind of content. I always voted for Jerry the Jitterbug because that's about the only cleaning and pressing I've ever watched. So Comic Cap Collectibles is Rich. I know he's been doing quite a bit of cleaning and pressing for people in the community. And he quite often pops. I know Rich, he pops onto Spidey's Outback quite often. Improved Collecting Comics, no idea who they are. Johnny's Comic Stuff, no idea. Empress Comics, no idea. Metarog, Roger, I know. I've known for quite a few years. But I didn't even know he did cleaning and pressing, whereas Rich, I know he does. So I'll vote for Rich on that one. Brendan, before you spread any well, we've got to get you a trophy. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. No pressure. I voted for you, Rich. There you go. All right. Once again, a thing that I don't really watch much, best speculation comic content, Keep Specking Award in commemorative thing for Empire Comics, who passed away a couple of years ago. Biggie Shack and TM Nerdy, the Hot 5 Commandments, which I like watching. Comics with Izzyverse, top 10 trending lists. Now, 10 trending lists is generally newer comics, from what I believe. I don't like watching top 10 stuff. Top 10 stuff is just, that's more for flippers and things like that from my point of view anyway. Economics and Comics, I know who they are, but I don't watch them. Mighty Comics and Collectibles, I like Mighty. He's got a good channel, but yeah, once again, as I said, I don't like spec stuff. 22, I do love his top 10 alternatives. That's probably about one of the only top 10 shows that I actually will watch on a rewind when I get a chance. So for me, it'd be between Biggie and 22, but out of what I actually watch, this is where I go with the head, is 22. All right. Moving along. Best live stream. Now, why aren't I in this one? Anyway. It's all right. I understand that. So Monday Night Special, Comic Collector Geek. Alan has an awesome channel, awesome books, very wealth of knowledge as well. Off the Rack Comic Pop, don't watch. Only Slabs, Mr. Rob Fast Saxon, Comic Vet, Rockin' Robbie Live, Pop Culture Philosophers, I don't watch them, and I don't know who the Codex Station is. 100% all day, every day. I do not wake up at stupid o'clock. I know Wellbore like that term. I do not wake up at stupid o'clock every Sunday morning to watch anything else. I watch only slabs, and not because I sometimes win the giveaways, but I like to support my brothers, Rob and Chris. Everything Rob does is for a great cause, and it is just a brilliant show. Plain and simple. There's no two ways about it. If there was no giveaways, I would still wake up every single Sunday morning to watch and support. Somewhere 22 is giggling. Yeah. So only slabs all day, every day. All right. Most innovative content creator. So pushing creative boundaries in content style via video editing, audio, voiceover, thumbnails, and or overall presentation skills. Why aren't I in this? I do editing. Not bloody likely. No, I've got no hope in this because I am not a technophobe, but I am useless when it comes to computers. Absolutely useless. So I've got Comic Pop, as I said, don't watch. My boy DJ Links, another one of my boys, E-Man, the Unchosen Ones podcast, which I don't watch, and Uncanny Derek, I do not watch. For me, between this is the DJ E-Man thing because I know they're both awesome editors and computer people, whatever you want to call them. But I'm going with DJ on this one. It's a very it's literally like a, it's like 49 to 51% type sort of ratio sort of stuff. It's very, very hard for me to choose between the two of them. But I'd say probably, I'd say probably because of content-wise, the amount of content or consistency of content, I'd have to say DJ for sure. All right. There we go. This one's another hard one. Very, very hard. Best tour video, Comic-Con, local comic shop, or nerd cave. Jerry the Jitterbug. Well, obviously, as I said, I mainly watch Jerry for his cleaning and pressing and his mad scientist act. Lunch Money Comics. I know a lot of people like Lunch Money Comics. I do like his content, but I don't watch too much of it. My boy, Simple Simon. One of the reasons why I'm in YouTube. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. You as well deserved. He's just a great pick. He's a great way of doing it. Yeah, you still do as well, Lee, man. You're both very like I would love to be able to do that sort of stuff. Like there's so much I want to do with my channel, with like intros, outros, even just basic editing. Adding stuff in. I've got no fucking clue. I really don't. But anyway, let's get back to this. Simple Simon. Simple Simon is literally doing a Comic-Con or a show or a shop or something like every single fucking week. No word of a lie, every single week. In the last couple of years, that's why his channel has exploded. Obviously people know the story. I've been friends with Simon since we were kids. We lost track for about 20 years and then obviously rekindled the friendship. And he's the one that forced me, peer pressured me, or one of the ones anyway, to get into the YouTube thing. But I've supported him since he was at like 200 subs, and now he's like, encroaching on 5,000. But he has exploded because of all the extra work he has done, and he's literally just got his first sponsorship as well. So go check that out. But yeah, he does them like every single week. What's going on, Izzy? Still only 35 cents. Dave, another one of my favorite people, another fellow Aussie, well, import anyway. He does awesome videos. He is a very good editor and, sort of techno person. He does some awesome stuff as well. And Comic Stand, I think that's the one with the couple when there's the, I don't know, good-looking chick or something like that everybody's like, oh, I want to watch just because of her or something. I think that might be that channel, but I'm not too familiar. For me, it's Simon and Dave. I know sounds like I'm playing favourites with the Aussies, but I'm going with what I watch the most of. But I will go with Simon for this one because I actually voted for him for this thing on the nominations. as I said, Simon does one like every single week, literally. If it's not a shop, it's a con or a fair or something like that. Yeah, Angela and Jennifer. Okay, thanks, DJ. Yeah, definitely Simon. Like if Dave did more, it would be a lot harder. Like I know Dave jet sets and he does some Australian stuff, he does some American stuff and other country stuff, which is obviously more broader. But he doesn't do as much as what Simon does. And yeah, I probably watch Simon's channel is probably the one I watch the most of out of everybody's. So yeah, definitely. And thank you, Christina, for dropping everybody's links once again. So definitely Simon on that. All right. I know what Mark's going to say on this one if you're still watching, but this is the one that I was saving for. Most comedic, entertaining content creator, all sorts of words. He is extremely funny. Dope Comics is funny. What is it? Geeky Yo Hog or something? I don't even know who that person is. And Self and Comic Pop. All day, every day. Freaky motherfucking Louis is definitely the one you all need to vote for. Like, yes, I know he doesn't put out regular content, but he has been around a long time. One of the, I've known him pretty much nearly all the time that I've been doing YouTube, and just the skits and stuff alone. Yeah, you got to vote for Louis. Louis is one of the nicest, funniest guys. He needs this award. I know a few of us have been campaigning for Louis to win this every year that it's been introduced. Excuse me. And yeah, he's once again, he's generally the perennial bridesmaid with this award. So if you're going to vote for Louis, 100%. All right. Comic Book Community Builder Award, creator fostering engagement and interaction within the community. The mod queen herself, Christina Payne, as you can see, dropping links, sharing the love, everything in the chat there. Comic Collector Geek Alan, I don't know. I've never seen him building, like, shouting out people or anything like that. I watch some of his content. I've never really seen any of that, so I don't know why he's in there. Comic Pop, generally big channels don't do that sort of thing, really. Mon Comics Brandon, definitely. He has subbed, he's helped my sub push quite often, quite a few times. Don't even go there, Brandon. Do not even go there. I already. Yeah. Anyway, well, I'm going to leave that question alone. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to leave it alone. And Son of Crom, well, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, Son of Crom does that sort of like top 16 sort of, NCAA championship sort of, table to get to the winner sort of thing, which I think is a very cool idea. And he's just doing it out of the corner of his heart. Don't poke the bear, Mark. I honestly don't know. Yeah, 100%. If you don't if you haven't seen Christina in your chat, then you haven't been around that long, because she does it for and I say everybody. I reckon she's a bit like what Las Crucius was like, where I reckon she's got like 50 computers. Mark. I reckon she's got like 50 computers, and she's got like on everybody's live chat, just dropping links on like everybody's thing. It's like, if you've ever seen it, the guy in, I can't remember, it's in Asia somewhere, I think it was South Korea or something like that, playing Pokemon Go, and he has like a bike with like a rack of like 30 phones, and he's like playing. Yeah, I reckon it's a bit like that. Got a Blue Wrench farm of computers. I feel like such an outsider. Here's $2 to answer, Brent. I did sort of allude to it earlier, Mark. What haven't I played yet? I don't think I played the first one.
And boom! Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, you sexy motherfucker.
And boom!
I really need some new ones. I really do. But shout out once again to Simple Simon for just quickly doing those on the fly for me. I just thought the Blue Wrench was for what she does a phenomenal job at, and this category was for content creators. Is that wrong? In theory, and this is the controversy. Okay, all right, I'm going to get into it. Fuck it. So everybody knows if you talk about Miss Christina Payne, she is the best mod in the business, best mod in the game. She helps everybody, not only comic books, cards, pops, games. Like, she is everywhere and she helps everybody out. I know I can personally thank her for the amount of work she did to help me to get to 1,000 subs. She called out the big guns and as an absolute godsend, and I can never thank her enough for that. Along with a few other people, obviously, but yeah, she was one of the main catalysts for that. You said you're ours. I'm getting to it, Mark. From what I've been told, she is a content creator. She hops on an occasional live stream. She she has got like 4 videos on her like YouTube channel. Like, yeah, she's got 1,500 subscribers, but she gets that from being a mod, not from doing 4 random videos, like 1 a year sort of stuff. So she is classified as a content creator. So she is not eligible for the Blue Wrench Award, even though, as I said, you can ask 100 YouTubers, everybody will say she's a mod. Plain and simple. She's not a content creator, she's a mod. Or a Blue Wrench or whatever you want. But because she has got a handful of videos and she's been on a few live streams, that she's a content creator. Now, this, I know it was a big discussion. So that's why a lot of people voted for her for this, because they know about this. So this one is for content creators. So because she's classified as a content creator, that's why a lot of people have voted for her in this. So that is pretty much the be all and end all of it. Mr. DJ Links, thank you, brother. I only have 3 super chat videos. If anybody wants to make me some super chat videos, I would be greatly appreciative. Everybody knows I'm a dumbass when it comes to freaking computers. I would love the help. I don't have any other ones, so I just have to replay the same ones again. I'll just go with this one. And I know DJ knows Whack Comics, so I think he'll like this one.
And boom! Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, Daddy.
And boom!
Shout out to Whack Comics, Tyler and Lee. Miss you, boys. Yeah, but that's pretty much the be all and end all of it. But yeah, it does make 0 sense. Keeping everyone Christina Finals. Yeah, well, we are bluntly honest at the end of the day. I don't give a shit. Like, I know it's been like it was done in the committee and was discussed at length and things like that. I can't. I'll play.
And boom! Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, you sexy motherfucker.
And boom!
Yeah, I really need to get some new ones. I might keep one of them, but I need some new ones. Are you going to pay for? Can't. That's not nice, is he? I'm a poor Aussie that needs buy comic books instead. Being direct financially pays off. That would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I've got a few ideas for clips, but as I say, I have no fucking idea. Anyway, I need to get back to the bloody this voting stuff. All right, so yeah, we're going Christina Payne with that one. All right, that's done. Let's see if there's any backlash from that, but yeah, we'll go from there. All right, Comic Book Community Channel of the Year. Comic Collector Geek, that's Alan. As I said, awesome channel. Comic Pop, I do not watch at all. My brother, Mr. Legion of Comics in the chat. Lunch Money Comics. I like his channel, but I don't really watch it much. Raf's Retro Comics, never heard of him. Mark, all day, every day. Mark, another one that has been there for me in multiple ways. Yes, he is a smart ass to me, but he has also been one of my biggest helpers and supporters. And he, I love you, Mark. You're awesome, and you. It's a well deserved one. What's this? You made it like $50 already for your super chats. Yeah, but by the time you take the YouTube tax out and the currency conversion and stuff like that $50 is like $5. I'm not. Oh, no, you gotta follow the rules. You're a smart ass, so you get this one.
And boom! Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, cunt.
And boom!
Well, I love you, Izzy. I've got to go. Don't forget tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Mine Comics Spitfire Live with the C3 crew. So that means Rob and Mark, and that will not be on. Well, they might be on at the start of maybe Spidey's Outback. Yeah, but go and check out Brandon Mon Comics, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Come donate in the corners, which is not more important than us. Yes, exactly. Well said. Exactly. That's tomorrow. Yes. All right. Next. Should I say the last one? So finally got there. Comic Book Community Hall of Fame, a channel with 5+ years on YouTube. A lot of people have been on YouTube for a long time, but not necessarily done content for the longest of time. I know one I mentioned earlier, K-pop. K-pop's been on YouTube for like, I think it's 10 years or 12 years or something like that, but only like recently, like the last couple of years, been doing regular content. Mark has 17 stream obligations between now and then. No, Rob is the stream hall, not necessarily Mark. Yeah, Hall of Fame, Comic Pop. Don't watch. Mortal Biggie Shack, John's Comics with Friends, Near Mint Condition, Pop Culture Philosophers. The only ones out of those I watch is Biggie Shack and John. I actually voted for Biggie Shack to be in the Hall of Fame this year from the start. So, yeah, definitely giving this to Biggie. I know he's been around about 15 years, even though he started doing mainly toy content and stuff like that and progressed into comics. He's still been around the longest of time, and Biggie's always doing content, and he's always a good time. So, yeah, definitely voting for Biggie with that. All right, I'm just going to do not a recap, but I'm just going to make sure that I actually voted on everything. I'm pretty sure it did. All right, done. Yep, it's looking good. All right. No, I don't want to send myself a copy. Submit form. Hopefully it doesn't crap out. I'm not doing this for another hour again. You sign in. You can only respond to one form once. Continue. What the hell? What the fuck's going on here? You're signed in. You can only respond in this form once. Oh, what? Am I supposed to get rid of? But that's it. What the hell? Why is it not? What the fuck's going on here? Why is it? Now it works. That's right. Yeah, anyway. That was crap. I bet you didn't vote for me. You'll have to watch the replay, Izzy. Nah. Yeah, your response to be recorded. Thank you for voting for your favorite comic book YouTube channels and creators. We will go with that. My ugly mug back on the screen. I'll get rid of that. Alrighty. There we go. So yeah, thanks guys for for hanging out with me and giving me a few suggestions and some super chats. Thank you everybody for all the super chats. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, I know you were busy drawing, Izzy. I know. Busy Izzy. But yeah, thank you to the best mod in the game, Christina, for dropping all the links for everybody. Thanks for watching. I've probably got the Spidey's Outback outro on here, so that's all right. I can play that anyway. But thanks if you were hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. How can I take back my super chat? No, it's all mine now, Izzy. I'll get like 3 cents out of that $1.99. Yes, thank you, Christina. Spidey's out back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern US time. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning for the Aussies. But yeah, thank you to everybody. I greatly appreciate it. And please be safe, take care of each other, and yeah, go and vote for Mad Spidey for the statue thing.
The word jaundice comes from the French word jaune, which means yellow.